But Facebook just isn't friendly to me anymore. I don't think it's friendly to anybody who likes Trump and wears a Trump hat, walks around. So we've been doing this walk and talk for a while, and reached out to Joe at Right Side Broadcasting and said, hey pal, what do you think about maybe doing a walk and talk instead of me doing it on Facebook exclusively? What about we start doing it on YouTube? And he said, yeah, let's give it a shot. So what we're gonna do is Joe and I are gonna do a little test here. And I'll let you know. I see there's only 3 people here, so this will be pretty easy. One of them's probably Joe. Typically I get about anywhere between 7,000 to, I don't know, 10,000, 11,000 people every single day at 11:40 a.m. Eastern time. What I do here is I walk for 1 hour. I give you all the news, I give you opinion, give you the sort of stuff you can't get on the mainstream media. Now, for those of you who are pretty much trying to figure out this phone, Joe, this is a little different than when I do Facebook Live with this YouTube thing. But anyway, here's what the walk and talk is all about. Every single day at 11:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Sunday, I walk for 1 hour. And I break up, it's almost like a television show. I used to have a television show, but I got fired. And I believe, my opinion, that I got fired because I want to speak about Hillary Clinton. Yes, despite being the #1 show on the network, when I got on and started talking about Hillary Clinton, they pulled the plug, pulled it, because I've been in support of Trump forever. Yep, years ago, came out and said, I am a Trump fan, guy should run for president. So when he did run for president, I was completely happy. And so at the time I had a television show, and I started pushing him to the thousands upon thousands of people who watched me every single night. The million people who follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook at DML Daily, or you can just turn around and search for Dennis Michael Lynch. We are live now on YouTube. Everything is good. Okay. All right, Joe. All right, so I'm going to start again, because what we're doing here is we're doing a test. I am working with the great guys, and I mean, when I say great, I mean with a capital G, capital R-E-A-T. Great guys from Right Side Broadcasting Network, Joe and everybody else there, who've been bringing you live Trump rallies like nobody else for, what, more than a year now? The only guy who ever turns around and changes the camera over, so this way you can see the crowd. All the other mainstream media try to hide it from you. And so what I've been doing, for those of you who don't know, I used to have a television show on Newsmax Television, #1 show from the day it started. And one day, out of nowhere, boom, they pulled the plug during a live broadcast. Why? Because I said I wouldn't play hit pieces about Fox News. Why? Because I said I was going to start running hit pieces on Hillary Clinton. And so, pull. Now, that's my opinion. If you ask them, they'll probably tell you something else. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. But anyway, that's that. So what happens is I got a pretty good following, pretty passionate following on Facebook, and I've been doing this Facebook Live thing for about a month now. I walk the same loop every single day for 1 hour. Wear a different hat every single day. Wear my Trump hat, so I knew I'd be reaching a lot of Trump fans here on the YouTube channel for Joe. And so we've been doing this Facebook thing, and anywhere from 7 million views to 100,000 views. 100,000 views is my smallest one. But I'll always pick up 7 to 10, 11, 12,000 people watching me every single day at 11:40 a.m. Eastern time as I walk the same loop, and we've got a little routine. So I'm going to tell you about what we do. But before I tell you about what we do, I'm telling you why we're doing it now with Joe. I'm trying to expand it out. Facebook Live, whether it's from technical difficulties or whatever it may be, could be a little bit of just don't want the message to get out. I don't have no idea. All I know is I get a lot of complaints from all my users that I don't show up in their feed anymore, or I just spin and they can't understand, they can't hear or see what I'm saying. So I reached out to Joe at Right Side Broadcasting. I said, hey Joe, what do you think about we team up and you start broadcasting the walk and talk on your YouTube channel? And he said, hey man, that sounds like a great idea. So I'm out here for an hour early doing a test with Joe, trying to find out what the good areas are, what the bad areas are, whether or not you guys are even interested in what it is I have to say. What is it you have to say? Well, first of all, For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dennis Michael Lynch. Used to be on Fox News all the time. A lot of times on Megyn Kelly. Sean Hannity had a full hour special with me. Been on with him a bunch of times. All of them, every single show, with the exception of Greta, who isn't around anymore. And I know Tucker Carlson, who fills in for now, very good guy. And so anyway, I went from there to having my own show on Newsmax. And like I said, not to repeat myself, which I never really do, is I was the number one show. It gets windy sometimes. I was the number one show on Newsmax every single night for 8 months straight. Big, huge pro-Trumper. People timed in, always give you the real news. Always give you the straight and narrow. Never gonna lie to you. Always give you stats. Don't ever hold anything back. I'm not a hater. I'm just a truth teller. Yeah. If you've ever seen my movies, I've done a lot of immigration movies. Exposed a lot of the stuff that was taking place down at the border. Been always playing them on Fox. And you can see, they'll always play my clips. And I do a whole DVD thing. It's at DennisMichaelLynch.com. And so that's really how my name's got out there. And so we're looking now to really pick up the pace, because the mainstream media has really been exposed. I mean, totally exposed through this election. Donald Trump has done so many great things for our country. And when you look at what he's done, he's made it so this way, not only is the political system on its head, rightfully so. This camera's kind of whacked out compared to what it usually is, Joe. I'm like holding this thing sideways. It's nuts. So I'm having a hard time like figuring out where to go with it. It's not lining up. But anyway, sorry guys. So I go back. So not only did he turn DC on its head, but what he did is he exposed the media. Now, guys like myself who have been behind the wall, so to say, we've been in those closed doors, we know what the media tries to do. We know how it is that the narrative gets manipulated. We know how it is that things get omitted. Yeah, it's not always sometimes the lies they put out, it's what they don't put out. It's sort of like, if you did something that you weren't supposed to do, and you don't say that you did it, doesn't make it go away, right? So they omit news in the same way that they edit it. So there is an opportunity right now for places like yours truly. Everybody refers to me by DML, by the way. There's opportunities for yours truly, DML, guys like Joe, Breitbart News, other places, to really compete against these places. So this way, you're getting the true news. So we just raised, in a matter of, I think it was 9 days, just walking the street here, just completely walking the street every day, we raised $300,000 worth of donations. So we're teaming up with other people like Right Side and or other people as well, and we're just going to create new media platforms, so this way you don't have to worry about not being able to get the real news anymore. And we're going to be getting people like you involved, and it's really cool, and you'll learn more about it. So what we're going to do, what we're trying to test here today, is that the Facebook, I was telling you this, the Facebook, when I do Facebook Live, we seem to be having a lot of technical issues. I don't know why. Cell phones are cell phones, and Facebook Live seems to work for a lot of other people. You never hear about restaurants complaining, hey, my Facebook Live isn't working. But when you're conservative and you got some news to share, suddenly it all of a sudden becomes a problem. So we're going to try to make it so we do Facebook Live and the stream here on the Right Side Broadcasting channel, and we'll see how it works out, all right? Do the best we possibly can. And like I said, I get usually 8 to 10,000 people every single day, 11:40 a.m. on Eastern time. That would be 8:40 a.m. And then after that, we put it on my website at DennisMichaelLynch.com. You can watch it there, or you can watch it here in Joe's archives. I'm sure he's going to set up a channel that's going to be specifically to the DML Walk and Talk. Okay, now, how does the Walk and Talk work? Well, I always break it up into 4 sections. I actually do it like it's a show, So the first section is always political. We talk about a political topic. I'll bring it out. It's usually something that's in the news, or at least in the news cycle anyway, and I like to give a different perspective on it. Sometimes I give you data, sometimes I give you stats. Most of the time, all is good, great quality. Yeah, Joe, this area right here, I usually never have a problem with. I'll let you know when I have problems. I'll tell you when they're coming up. All right, this area here is usually that we just walk down. I usually have no issues whatsoever. So anyway, I start off with a political topic. I'll talk about, in fact, we're going to talk about some of this stuff today, so stick with us. I mean, there's only 4 of you. It's not like I'm going to lose anybody. One of them's probably Joe. Maybe one of them's me too. So, man, I can't get this camera right, Joe. It's really wacky. But anyhow, I feel like I'm not looking into it. I don't know how it's coming out, but we do politics. As I said, I'm sorry. I'm sort of trying to think of Joe, the camera, and what I do usually. It's usually a lot better than this. Right, Joe? Right. Okay, so we'll talk about politics. Like, I'll give you an example. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Trump and Carrier, right? Why it is that so many people are giving him a hard time now about this outstanding deal that he's cut. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about politics. Then we'll go into opinion. An opinion may be how it is that the refugees are coming over. I'll give you details about the refugee program. Some of it you may know. Most of it probably you won't, because it ain't the kind of stuff that gets shared. And then I give you my opinion down on it. And that gives you the opportunity to basically weigh in on your opinion on all the comments there. People love that section because my opinions are very hard. They're very, let me see, ready? Pinned us. Say it again, Joe. It disappeared on me, man. Text me again, Joe. I don't know what you just texted there. I didn't see it. Joe. I saw something about Reddit. All right, I'll just keep going, Joe. This area here that I'm coming into, Joe, a lot of times I hear now, so you might want to make your mark at 1227. A lot of times this is where people will report that they're getting spinning or delay. So check this out and let me know. All right. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So we do an opinion piece. Then after the opinion piece, I do what's called a wow piece. Like, wow, I can't believe this is really happening. And then again, I give you more information and we get deep into it. Then the fourth part is story time. Sometimes people drop off of that one because it's getting into the last part of the hour, you know, but I usually tell you a story, a private story, something from my life, something from the media, something that went on. Like yesterday, I told the whole story about when Hannity gave me my first hour show with him. I mean, it was a phenomenal story. So that's what we do, all right? So we do it every single day. I kind of outlined it for you. And now I'm going to dive into it. But I always carry a little cheat sheet because it's not easy to keep 1 hour completely in your head. All these other guys, they have teleprompters, they get notes, producers whispering in their ear. I don't have any of that. This stuff is all inside my head. All right, so today politics is going to be a little different. We're talking about censorship, okay? Censorship. Let's get into this. First of all, Donald J. Trump, president-elect, man I voted for, very proudly so, right? The guy is changing everything. He's fixing it all. But he can't fix the media. Why can't he fix the media, DML? I always refer to myself in the third person, almost pretending like you're here asking me. The reason why he can't fix it is because he doesn't control it. All the other different things, yeah, he could build a wall, he could do all this stuff, but the media, he needs our help. Reddit pinned us. I told him you were gonna mention them. Oh yeah, I mentioned them right now. Okay, so Donald Trump needs your help. Just like he couldn't win the election without your support, without your votes. You know, I mean, he could keep barreling forward like that man did. I've never seen anybody run an election like he did. You know, the reason why he won isn't because of fake news. The reason why he won isn't because of James Comey. The reason why he won is because he busted his ass every single day. 70 years old. You meet another 70-year-old guy who could go to one event after the next event after the next event, get up there, entertain, educate, be passionate, get people riled up every single day. You think about that. You get on your airplane, right? You get on your airplane and you fly across the country and you get off that airplane. You got jet lag, you're tired, you smell, you've been on a plane, you want to stretch out. The last thing you want to do is stand in front of a bunch of people. You got bad breath, you got all the other stuff. Not Donald J. Trump. Not Donald J. Trump. That's why he's an exceptional man. Yeah, he takes the plane, he gets there, and what happens when he gets there? He gives you everything. Gives you everything he's got. Never lets anybody down. All right, maybe he's late once in a while. Nobody knows that better than Joe at Right Side Broadcasting. But he gives you everything, never holds back. That's why he won the damn election. He won the damn election because he told people what we've been wanting to say. He said it out loud, what we knew was happening in this country. And that's why we went up. It has nothing to do with fake news. It has nothing to do with the Clinton team the other day. They were at an event at the Harvard University. Real great place to have a debate. It's like, 10 on one that he won because the Trump campaign gave white racists, white supremacists a platform. Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Come on, give me a break. These people are in such freaking denial. And so what happens with that denial? I'll tell you what happens with that denial. They can't figure it out. They come out with everything. They won't admit it. Or maybe deep down they know. They know they lost because their platform sucks, right? So what happens? They come up with these excuses, like fake news, or they start censoring people. I mean, look what's taking place right now. Reddit, right? Did you hear about this? Reddit CEO gets on, and he's going to start lashing out against the Donald people? Are you kidding me? Really? Who does that? Is this the United States of America or the United States of Russia? Is this the United States of America or the United States of China? Gonna start, you build a platform so this way people can come in and speak freely and speak their mind. And yeah, I'm sure there's some real big morons that are out there, but there's morons on both sides. Let's be honest. But by and large, you're seeing people go in there who are passionate about the United States of America, who are passionate about secure borders, who are passionate about killing ISIS, who are passionate about having their taxes lowered because they're sick and tired of paying for stuff that isn't going to veterans, that isn't going to schools, that isn't going to better the America that we live in. No, instead we're sending taxes in so this way we can fund countries who vote against us at the UN. Doesn't work. People are tired with it. Why? We're going to fund, yesterday I reported on my walk and talk, I'm getting all ripped up. I get ripped up, it's really good. Do you realize yesterday I did a report that the Health and Human Services right now is pulling $167 million away from cancer research, away from AIDS research, away from flu research, away from Medicare. Why? So this way they can pay for more housing of illegal aliens who come across the border. Can you believe that? So yeah, if you got cancer and you're hoping for a new cure, gotta take care of the illegal aliens first. But we'll put you third in line or fourth in line. Yeah, that's why people voted for Trump, because he said the magic two words: Americans first. Americans first. That's it. Doesn't mean you're a white supremacist. Doesn't mean you're a hater. Doesn't mean you're anti-anything. But you know what? Americans first. That's it. I always tell the story when you're on an airplane and the steward or the stewardess gets up in the front. What's the first thing they say after they say hello? In case of an emergency, the air masks fall down. Put the air mask on your face before the person next to you. Now, if you're a parent, like I am, you're like, wait a second, that makes no sense. I'd die for my kid. I gotta get my kid first. No. The problem is that if you're ill, if you're sick, if you cannot operate correctly, you can't help the person next to you. So that's why you put the air mask on yourself first. And this way, when you're healthy and you're feeling good and you can breathe and you're like, okay, I got my head about me, now I can start helping the people around me. But if you're sick, you're useless. Useless. That's where the United States of America is right now. It is useless because it's so sick. It can't find its own buttocks with both hands, right? Am I right or am I right? I'm totally right. Joe, am I right? I'm totally right. So anyway, that's where this whole thing falls down. It falls down into the ridiculous that they can't figure out what it is. So they want to blame white supremacists and then they want to blame fake news. So what's this guy going to do? Mr. Reddit CEO? Let me tell you something, man. You're going to be done for. You think your platform is so freaking amazing? You're out of your mind. You know what you've let? You've let your ego get ahead of you. Yeah. You think it's hard for somebody to turn around and get some HTML, pop it up? You'll be a thing of the past, you bonehead. Yeah. Remember the thing called MySpace? Yeah. Yeah. You're the next MySpace. You're going to start editing people? Who the hell are you? Who do you think you are? I'm sorry, you God? God? No. Last time I checked, God doesn't own Reddit. Okay? So now you're going to start the haters or the punishers. Why? Because somebody says something bad about a Muslim? What about when somebody says something bad about a Christian? You're going to go after them? You're going to hunt them down? Probably not. Probably not. Now, make no mistake, Mr. Reddit. I appreciate you creating your platform. It is a great tool. You did a great thing. But you have to remember where your place is. Your place is not an editor. Your place is not a dictator. Your place is not to tell me or anybody else what we can and cannot say. Now, grant you, if somebody gets on there and says, you know what? I'm going to go shoot everybody who didn't vote for Trump. Well, then yes. Then yes, we get it. Okay? If somebody starts putting SWAT stickers up, yes, we get it. Okay? We get it 100%. And you know what? Some people may even push back at me and say, wait a second, DML. If I want to put a SWAT sticker up, I should be able to put a SWAT sticker up. Technically, you invigorating, exciting thing that is on Reddit. It is the best thing that ever happened to Reddit. Because let's be honest, before whole Donald Trump came around, Reddit was good, it was there, but it had no way did it have the high profile that it has today. Now, Joe, just to let you know, Joe, as I take a pause in the action here, we are coming up to the part where the bells usually go off. They won't go off today. This is where things often start to spin. All right, this is where I usually see people dropping off. All right. Okay. So now that you know that, let's keep going. So anyway, so you got that with Reddit, right? I don't know. You know what, Mr. Reddit CEO, I'm telling you, your days are numbered. You do that kind of thing. Numbered. People, even if they don't like the Trump message, I bet you more people, the people who don't get on television, the people who don't write the letters, you know, they'll appreciate the ability to have the free speech more than they'll appreciate you taking people off a platform, which gives them a voice. It's where you're making a mistake. It's what it is. You know what? You're a flash in the pan. That's what you're going to show. You're not a real CEO. You don't understand this stuff. I got two people here in front of me. I got to walk in front of them. Hold on. Give me a second. All right. Hey, Joe, I just did a little run in there. Did you lose me at all? Or no? Joe, this is usually a big problem area coming straight ahead here. All right. I usually see a drop. I'll lose 500 people at this point because of the spin. That's what I'm told anyway. Okay, so now let's move on to Facebook, right? Facebook, now there's a report that they're going to now have a new thing. Wait, I got to go to the cheat sheet. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, yeah, Facebook now, according to Business Insider, is launching a thing called Collections. And it's going to be news that they choose to put up there. Yeah, news that they choose. What is that? What is that all about? News that they choose? What? So, what, they're going to flag fake news? Fake news sites? What is fake news? What's fake news? Because let me tell you something. What they're saying is fake news, and what really is fake news, two different things. They'll say that a guy like Breitbart, right? Breitbart.com, that's fake news. That they put up misleading titles, right? I don't know. I don't think so. You know, maybe have they gotten one or two articles wrong along the way? I'm sure they have. Tell me somebody who hasn't. Every single media outlet, including yours truly, has had to go back at some point and make a retraction because they got something wrong. And usually got something wrong, not because they're looking to put out fake news. Nobody does that. We realize the fact that you start putting out fake news, you lose your credibility, you lose your audience. Only a fool would do something like that. But sometimes reports change. Yeah. What about the election? Right? Remember back when George Bush and Al Gore, right? What was that, fake news? No, it was reported one way and then it turned out to be another way. What about when there's a mass killing, right? And originally we think that maybe we heard that 23 people died, but then all of a sudden it turns out to be that there was 27 people died. Or we think it was 27 people died, and then we find out it was only 23 people died and 4 lived. Are we upset about the 4 that lived? Is that fake news? No, because you know why? News stories are often developing. They're often changing. Things happen, and so therefore things go differently. Audience requests you turn phone sideways. There are no problems. It's like this sideways? No. Like this sideways? Like this? I can't hold it like that. I'm sorry. You know, my hand, I got one of those big iPhones, you know what I mean? So my hand can't hold it that way. Sorry. But we'll work on that. I'm going to get a new phone anyway. But we're going to have to go this way for right now. So, and again, remember guys, this is a test. And I usually don't stop like this. And once I get revved up, Joe will tell you. My buddy Joe will tell you. Man, Joe's a good man. Let me tell you. Here's another thing. You're just going to have to deal with this. I usually go off on these digressions during the walk because it's real. Because I don't do teleprompters. Because I don't do BS. I do it how it is. If I go on these digressions, you don't like it, get the hell out of here. DML, don't talk to me like that. Sorry, don't talk to me like that. Let me tell you something about Joe at Right Side Broadcasting, okay? I've met many people in my day. I've been doing business for 30 years. Although I only look like I'm 22, I'm 47, okay? So anyhow, I've met a lot of people along my day. Joe is at the top of the list. And I'm telling you, when I talk about I've met a lot of people, I'm not talking about just the local guy who owns the deli, because he's great too. I'm talking about people that you see on television every single day. I've had the most interesting life ever. I tell you stories, you'll just be like this. Okay, Joe from Right Side Broadcasting is the salt of the earth. Good man. What a good man. Good man, got a great family. I could just tell. All right, just tell. What a good man. All right, now we go back to our regular programming. So, Facebook's coming up with this collection stuff. Yeah, so now your newsfeed is going to be filled with what they think is real news, what they think you need to know. We're going communist. DML, you going radical on me? No, I'm not going radical on you, but I'm pissed off. Now, my father would tell me it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Well, I feel like I'm getting pissed on too. Yeah, I certainly do. And I'll tell you why I feel like I'm getting pissed on. Because you know what? Guys like myself, I go down to the border. I go down and I work with the Border Patrol. I'm going to tell you that story in a little bit. I've done it so many different times. I would never put out misleading news. I love my country. I love my fellow American. And although I can't stand Hillary Clinton, I wouldn't put out a fake story about her. No way. Or I wouldn't put out a story that I can't confirm. Everybody says to me, DML, can you bring up this Pizzagate thing? What's Pizzagate? I don't know what Pizzagate is. I know the premise of Pizzagate. Joe, this is a bad street, so I usually get bad stuff going on here, so just start. I'll tell you when it really gets bad. But honestly, going back to Pizzagate, I love pizza. If you can't tell, look at my stomach. I love it. I don't know what it is. I know it involves the podestas. I know it involves maybe pedophile activity, but I can't get into the roots. I'm not going to sit there and start posting stuff, so this way you click on my website. You know how many people feel like me? We're trying to put out the real news, trying to put out the real stuff, trying to give you real opinions, and now Facebook wants to turn around and put a collections together. Yeah, you know what they're going to put together? They're going to put together CNN, Huffington Post, Washington Post, and they're going to put together a whole list of liberals, and what they'll do is they'll sprinkle in a little Fox News. Maybe they'll sprinkle in a little Daily Caller. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And let me tell you why it's not going to work. This is the part where I give you some opinion and data. On the Fox News channel, the number one show every single night is Bill O'Reilly. It's been like that for 19 years, right? Sometimes he'll lose a night or two to Hannity because Hannity maybe has Trump on. Once in a while, he'll lose something to Megyn Kelly, which baffles the mind. And by and large, though, he is the number one show. At best, on average, he pulls in 3 million people on a given night. Okay, let's assume for the moment that Bill O'Reilly's conservative, which he's not. He's not. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's concerned, he's independent. You know, he gets a little soft. He's usually too nice on President Barack Hussein Obama. But even so, he's the only guy we've got, if you think about it, from a real network broadcast every single night. We're going to change that, right, Joey? Okay, so anyway, so you got that. But now, if you take CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, and MSNBC, those 5 liberal monsters, and you take their primetime show, their number one primetime show, and you collectively put it together, it's 30 million. So we're fighting a fight where it's 30 million to 3 million on broadcast television, cable television, satellite television pulled in. That's what we're up against. And so that's why it is that Facebook is going to wind up now Facebook is going to be the same thing with its collections. Absolutely, yes. It's an impossible war. It's an impossible war. When a social media platform, be it Reddit or Facebook, doesn't know its place as a social media platform and it becomes a political platform for itself and it dictates, these guys, see, the problem is they don't think their stinks. Yeah, I say that. They don't think it stinks. They think they own the world. But it's a matter of some HTML code before somebody else comes around and makes something else. And they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it in their pocket. Maybe not so much Reddit, but Facebook is going to pay for it. They have a fiduciary responsibility to its shareholders to bring in the most revenue and the most profits it possibly can, not to push the political agenda they want. Now, why do I bring that up? I can tell you right now, guys like myself who spend a lot of money on Facebook, I've pulled my advertising. Why am I going to advertise on Facebook if I know they're going to restrict me? There's nothing more I'd love to do than give my money to Facebook. And I was a Facebook shareholder. But I can tell you right now, it's not a good thing. When you start restricting people based on what you think is real news, let me ask you this. When CNN tells everybody in the country over and over and over and over again that there is no way that Donald J. Trump, president-elect, before he was president-elect, that there was no way he was going to be able to win the Electoral College, is that fake news? Is that fake news? To me, it's fake news. If you're going to lump in opinions and news, that's fake news. And it turned out to be fake, because he not only did he win the Electoral College, he crushed her. That's fake news. When a guy gets on in an interview and is telling a story on CNN, and he's got a Trump t-shirt on, and CNN turns around and edits out, blurs out the Trump, is that fake news? You bet your ass it is. So when they turn around and they put out a statement apologizing because they got caught with their pants down, do we put them in the penalty box? Does Facebook turn around and send them a notice or strike? Are they in the collections booth? Because I don't trust anything they say. And not because somebody fed that into my brain, but because they've proved it time and time again that they will just give fake news. That's fake news. When Washington Post turns around and puts out stories, right? And they don't give, they just say anonymous people. Oh yeah, anonymous people are running websites that are giving names of fake news. And they do such shoddy journalism. Putting something out like that could hurt people. Do they get penalized? Is Facebook going to take them out of your newsfeed? I think not. I think absolutely not. So you know what? This whole fake news thing, it's all another way of trying to prevent Donald J. Trump, president-elect, to wind up winning a second term. They're so afraid. I'm telling you, I know this. See, for those of you who are new to me, aside from saying, hey, I like what this guy has to say, you have to understand everything I give you comes from experience. I've been in those back rooms. I know the media. I know politics. I know business. I'm an award-winning business guy. I have done it all. Okay, so when I watch what they say and when I watch what they do, I know how that narrative gets to you. I understand how it is that each part of the assembly line, if you will, of news. Joe, I usually have a lot of problems here. So the assembly for the next 3-4 minutes. The assembly line of news. Looking good, quality has never wavered. So that Facebook. See, here's a perfect example. What are you doing? Who are you talking to, DML? I'm talking to Joe. Joe from Right Side Broadcasting keeps on texting me, letting me know how this test is going. When I'm doing this broadcast on Facebook Live, no joke, I'll have, let's say, 9,000 people with me. I get to this part of the street, and this is usually where I rant and rave, and I'll get, down on liberals. All of a sudden, they'll drop off. I'll watch my numbers just like a rock in a pond. And people will say, and then they'll send me the emails later on, which, by the way, if you ever want to send me an email, it's wetrustdml@gmail.com. Of course, until Google decides to raid my inbox. But wetrustdml@gmail.com. And what do we get? We get thousands of emails. I mean, thousands of emails every single day. And we get these people who tell us, DML, I love your show. I love your walk and talk. But there's no way I can continue to watch it because you're just spinning. Yeah, so that's what I think what do they do now. Am I a conspiracy guy? No, can't stand Glenn Beck. I am not a conspiracy guy. But I'll tell you what, somebody like Facebook who's got, I don't know, what's their value? Stream status bad right now, Joe. I'm getting a message up that says stream status bad. I told you, this is where I usually run into the problem. It says it on my phone. In fact, I'll probably take a snapshot right now of it. All right, I took a snapshot so I can send it to you. Tell me if I'm still live here, Joey. It's at 34:48. Sorry for those of you who are actually watching this, but you are helping us with this test, because if this route is a problem, I have to take a new route from now on. Maybe it's not Facebook. Maybe I am crazy. I don't know. Bad status. Anyway, I'm going to continue, Joe, until I hear from you otherwise. All right. So, anyhow, we go back. I was telling you about the 30 million to 3. Now, you may think that CNN, right, their ratings compared to Fox's ratings are nothing. So if you take, let's say, for instance, Anderson Cooper, and you put her up against Megyn Kelly, he gets crushed. Even despite Megyn Kelly being what we would say not so much conservative, or continued day in and day out. And this is somebody I know. I know Megyn Kelly. Been on a show many a times. Very disappointed in the way she handled the entire election. Very disappointed. Actually inserted herself instead of inserting the news. Right? How many times did she say that Trump was could possibly be a sexual predator? How many times did she say that? Too many times, as far as I'm concerned. Right? Joe, just want to let you know, I'm still seeing stream status bad. So, anyhow, going back. So, although CNN doesn't have the sort of audience that Megyn does, let's say Anderson Cooper and Megyn, here's the issue. When you look online and you see what it is in terms of traffic to CNN.com versus FoxNews.com, they blow them out. They blow them. No. What does no mean, Joe? It's all good. Okay, it says bad. It says bad on my phone. So I guess it's still going good. That's good. Anyway, it says bad, but it doesn't say bad. You guys still get me? Good. Joe, do we just have 4 people on, or is that just the you are live? Okay, Joe. Joe, how many people we have on right now on your page? Just so this way I know. Earth to Joe. Sorry, there is a slight delay. All right. Well, Joe, just throw me a number. Let me know how many people are on there. Just so I get a sense of when I look this back and can see. All right. At some point, Joe, give it to me. Anyway, going back. So CNN.com dominates FoxNews.com. So yeah, okay, maybe people aren't watching on the tube what it is that Anderson Cooper and his other liberal friends are slamming on Trump. But when they put that on the .com, and that's really where everything's going nowadays, the clips are going to be watched 10 times of what they're watching on Fox News. And so that's why we're so against, the media is so against us on every last single platform you can imagine. Television, .com, and now social media. And despite all of that, we still won the election. So you want to talk about fake news, and they want to try to attribute this to the fact that fake news is what won? You kidding me? Joe, I know I'm looking good. What's my total number? So, you kidding me? It's not what it is. It's about being able to reach out to Americans and understand where they're hurting. It's about understanding the fact that you're working all day, all week. You go and you look at your paycheck and you're like, wait a second. Why is my paycheck getting rated in the way it is? Because I'm not seeing anything in return for my taxes that I'm paying. I'm not seeing a single damn thing. And that's why you voted for Donald Trump. That, and because you want the border secure and everything else. Now, we usually move on at this point to the wow section. And we usually move on sooner than that, but because I'm communicating with Joe so much, and I'm trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work, that's why it is we're a little behind the 8 ball here. But anyway, going back to the wow section. The wow section, 600 people watching now. Oh, okay. Hey, listen, with no advertising, no nothing, 600 people is pretty good, Joe. I've been thinking it's 4, because it says 4 on my phone. 600 is much better than 4. All right, so, and believe me, those of you 600 who hear the little walk and talk show, so much better than what it is you're getting today, because we're doing the test. So let me just give you a little house cleaning stuff here. It is getting windy. Sometimes it gets windy. Total viewers is 18,000. All right, Joe, we like that. 18,000 views, not bad for a early Saturday morning with no advertising. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Who's this crazy guy walking around with the Trump hat? All right, so let me just give about a 2-minute redo here for all those of you who've joined in real quick. I'll be very fast and then we'll move on. Every single day at 11:40 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:40 Pacific, 10:40 Central. I don't know how to do the mountain. I walk for 1 hour in the same loop by my neighborhood. By my neighborhood, not in my neighborhood. The neighborhood I'm walking in, this is like Steven Spielberg's neighborhood. It's all the rich liberals. We have so much fun. So what we do on this walk and talk is we give you all the news that you would otherwise have seen me giving you at the desk. I got fired from that desk because I wanted to talk about Hillary Clinton. I got fired from that desk because I would not agree to slam a news network. So this is how we do it. Now on Facebook Live, this is one of the most popular Facebook Lives there are. Joe can tell you, Joe at Right Side Broadcasting, he can tell you that Donald J. Trump, President-elect, who we all love and appreciate, he usually gets anywhere about 50,000, 35,000, 60,000 people on his Facebook Live. He's got 12 million people. I got 1 million people, and we get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,000 people all the time. So it's a very popular show, and I thank you for that. And why is it? Because it's real, and because I don't hold anything back. So in that 1 hour, what we do is we do 4 topics. We do a political topic, we do an opinion piece, which is basically my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, just put something in the comments. Or actually, tough tooties. It's my opinion. I'm not going to apologize for it. And so, but you usually like my opinions. And then we do a wow segment, which we're going to do right now. Wow. And it's usually me telling you something that's happening in the news. You just can't believe it. Just can't believe it's happening. And then I end it with story time. Story time is I always tell something from my life. It's usually either something about me and my family, something about me with TV, something with me at the border. It's always something interesting. Maybe it's about a fight. Who knows what it is? It's something cool. All right. So if you have any comments you want to send to me about it, you send it to We Trust DML, because my name is Dennis Michael Lynch, in case you don't know. DML at gmail.com. We Trust DML at gmail.com. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/DML Daily, or you can just search for Dennis Michael Lynch. I got about 1 million people. Also have another page too, facebook.com Fighting for Trump. And if you haven't already, you should go to facebook.com and like Right Side Broadcasting's page, because their page is fantastic. All right, so that's all that stuff. Now, and my website, which is very, very popular, 20 million page views last month, keep on rising up the ranks, DennisMichaelLynch.com. Okay, so now we get to the wow section. The wow section, you ready for this? I talked about this yesterday in my Facebook Live, so it's actually a repeat, but because we're doing this test, I'm just gonna get away with doing the same thing 2 days in a row. Okay, so here's the wow thing. I don't care if you're Latino, if you're white, you're black, or if you got polka dots on your buttocks. Okay, I don't care who you are. I love all Americans. I'm out for all Americans, you know, but there's certain things about America I don't want changed. All right, I don't want Santa Claus gone. Santa Claus is an icon. All right, this country has always embraced Santa Claus, and no matter who you are, if you're a kid, you love Santa Claus. Well, yesterday there's a news item that we reported on DennisMichaelLynch.com that in Oregon, okay, the war on Christmas has already started. And you know it's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse over the next couple of weeks. Everything's going to be anti-Santa, anti-this, anti-that, right? So in Oregon, the teachers were told in this school district, hey, listen, you could decorate your doors and classrooms, but no Santa Claus. Because you know why? It offends kids. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What kid? I don't care if the kid, I don't care what color the kid is. What kid doesn't like Santa Claus? Every kid likes Santa Claus. What are they doing? They're destroying America. Who wants to take down Santa Claus? Santa Claus is an icon. Santa Claus is an icon for giving and for gifts and for happiness. Nothing bad about Santa Claus. It's only good. And so they want to rip him down. Who are we going to put on the door instead? Barack Hussein Obama? Are you kidding me? We're taking down Santa Claus? Stop it. And it gets worse. It gets worse. Okay? I tell my audience all the time, Miami and Los Angeles. You ready for this? I don't know if you know this or not. In Miami and in Los Angeles, English is no longer the primary language. No, it's secondary. Spanish is the primary language. You go try to get a job in Miami. You try to go get a job in LA. You can't do it unless you can say, hola, ¿qué tal? And then that's where I stop on Spanish. That's it. That's not the way America's supposed to be. You come here and you adhere to our rules, our laws, and to our culture. Doesn't mean you gotta dump the fact that you're Latino or Muslim or Irish or Italian. But you know what? You're an American first. That's it. Yeah, I'll tell you another one. In Maryland this year, get this, the Muslim community, which was probably who knows how many people, okay? They rised up. They were all pissed off. And as I say, it's better to be pissed on than pissed off. But they were all pissed off. So they forced the school district to lose the whole week on the calendar that says Christmas break. It's been Christmas break since the beginning of time. And now it says nothing. Just break. Break. Because the Muslims in the town didn't like the fact that it was Muslim break. Christmas break. That's probably what they want. They probably want something for their own religion break. No, listen, man. Listen. We're all happy to have you over here if it's done the right way, if you're vetted, if we've looked in every single part of you in your life, and you be out to be a good person, and you realize the fact that Sharia law is never, ever going to be accepted here in the United States of America. And I don't care where you come from in the world. We open our arms to you, right? But listen, those people who tell you this is the land of immigrants, it's not a land of immigrants. It's a land of laws that we invite immigrants into to adhere to and to live the American dream, not to change anything about it. We're not changing Christmas break on the school calendar, except for, of course, if you live in Maryland. Here's another one. Just wow. In Buffalo, New York, they're getting slammed with people coming from all over the world. How many languages do you think are spoken in the school district in Buffalo, New York? Come on, guess. Throw me out something. Put it in the messages. 20. Now, come on, DML, you're lying to us. I'm not. Give me another guess. 37. No, you're wrong. Anybody else? 51. Nope. Wrong again. Keep guessing. How many languages? 60. Nope. Higher. Come on, I don't believe you. Would I lie to you? I don't lie. I don't lie. There's no reason for me to lie. I don't put out fake news. What is fake news going to do for me? I put out the real stuff. I put out the wow. Okay, you know what it is? 82. 82 languages spoken. How in heaven's name are we supposed to deal with that? How in heaven's name? Why in heaven's name? Why would we deal with that? It makes absolutely no sense. And now I'm spitting on my phone. I'm getting so upset. Why? Why? Let me tell you something that maybe you didn't know. It costs up to 50% more to educate a child who requires ESL in our public schools than it does your kid, than it does your grandkid, than it does your brother, your sister. Yeah, your nephew, your niece. More than 50% in some cases. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so what happens? Where does that money come from? You. You're paying for it. Yeah. How do you know that, DML? Because I also know that 73% of immigrants who come over here to the country, yeah, they're on some kind of welfare program. Oh my God. Yeah. They're taking in more welfare programs than Native Americans are. What do you mean? Yeah, I'm not kidding you. That's where it's going for. So now we're paying for these teachers, these English as a second language teacher, right? Not one problem. So far, good. HD stream. Way to go, Joe. Joe at the right side, man. What a goodness. Kid is like, I never even met him before. It's like a brother already. Love you, Joe. What a good man. Sending me text messages during my live show. I'm glad you did that, Joe, because I'm getting all revved up. I'm gonna wind up having a heart attack. You can't have a heart attack. You gotta be here every day. If I'm not here at 11:30 every day, what do people never know? They're gonna have to go to somebody else. Somebody else is gonna give you. Listen, I'm not gonna scare the hell out of you. Scare tactic, guys. Listen, there are aliens underneath your desk right now. Be careful. They're there from Hillary. And if you act now, we'll sell you some magic oils to go into them. They ain't never gonna do that to you. No way. I'm not a scared guy. I'm uplifting. Let's try to fix this guy. Anyhow, let's get back to it. So, you got all these ESL kids. Well, how are we gonna teach them, DML? Excellent question. Excellent question. How are we gonna fix it? Because I'll tell you what, we got to bring in all these ESL classes. That's what takes the hit. The wind. There's always a windy section. I don't know why. I don't know Chicago. It shouldn't be the windy city. We're a windy town. Although we do have an abundance of islands here. Where do you live, DML? Oh, I'm on Long Island. Okay. So, let's go back. So what happens? Remember when, I don't know how old you guys are. You guys might be a lot younger than me. I'm 47. Let me tell you a few 47-year-olds out there. Back when I was a kid, I used to play the trumpet. Boop, 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 in the band, right? I don't know, 5th grade, 6th grade. What happened? I signed up for the band, got my trumpet for free. Because why? The school used my parents' tax dollars and lined up all the equipment. So when I graduated from 6th grade, the next kid came in and he had a thing. It's sort of like the pass down thing, you know what I mean? Let's buy equipment for our kids. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. Now if your kid wants to learn how to play the trumpet in school, you gotta rent the trumpet. You gotta rent it. It's like $300, $700. It's crazy. That's why there's no music programs anymore. That's why there's no bands anymore. All this stuff has been diluted. Who wants to spend $500 on renting a trumpet? Why do you have to do that? I'll tell you why you have to do that. Because your tax money is going to pay for ESL programs. Yeah, nothing else has changed. Nothing else has changed. The only thing that has changed in schools from the time I was in the public schools to the time that my kid now is in the public schools is the people who are there. So many of the people can't speak English. How are you going to pay for all this when it's 50% higher? Got to pull from that other stuff that they don't think is necessary. Yeah, all of a sudden, arts and sports aren't necessary anymore. Yeah, go try to get new helmets for the football team. Can't do it. Football teams disintegrating. Football programs closing all over the place. Maybe you're from Texas. You like what you're talking about. We do it every Friday night. Okay, come to Long Island. We used to have title towns here. Great football teams. Don't do it anymore. Yeah. Oh, there's a whole combination why. I mean, I have a whole talk on football. The whole new, snowflake people. Yeah, that's a totally different story. But again, it all matches back. All matches back. Demographics changing so drastically. Last wow of the day. Here's a wow. Yeah. the white population. Are you a white supremacist, Michael Lynch? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I never apologize for being white, but I will mention that the first person I ever hired, I've had 1,000 employees in my day. First person I ever hired was a black man. First girl I ever dated was from Colombia. Yeah, I like and love everybody. One of my best friends is from Puerto Rico, or at least anyway, he doesn't talk to me anymore. We got into a fight, he moved away, and still love you, guy. But anyway, bottom line, love all people. This is not about people. It's about keeping things at a certain keel. All right? Whites are basically becoming dinosaurs. Extinction. All right, that's a little radical, Dennis. Yeah, maybe it is, but I'm trying to punch it home. 1/3 of the states, 1/3 of the United States right now have more white people dying than white people being born. Well, why is that? I don't know. It could be a combination of different things. First of all, if you're not white, if you're white, you're at the back of the line for so many different jobs. Think about that. You want to go to college? First question they ask you, are you white? Are you Latino? Are you black? What are you? Why does that matter? What about if I just check I'm an American and I'd like to go to school? Is that the way it should be? Yeah. Now the New York City Fire Department, right? Look at this. They are now hiring felons, people who are in jail for illegal gun possession. 2 years in jail, 3 years in jail, right? But they're all black and they all got hired. They all got hired on the fire department list. Why? Not because we're short on people. There's a waiting list right now of 25,000 people. Some of the people on that list don't have any crimes. Some of those people on their list have unbelievable records in terms of graduating with a 4.0. They're physically fit. Why ain't they getting the job? Because the New York City Fire Department has decided that it needs more diversity. What the hell? If I'm in a fire, man, and my ass is on fire, and I'm burnt to a crisp, or I'm about to be burnt to a crisp, you think I give a damn who's saving me? Black, Latino, white, pink, purple dotted? I don't care. I just want the best person for the job who's going to be able to sling my fat ass over their shoulder and get me down the stairs. That's all I care about. Yeah, I don't care about anything else. I just want to be saved. And if I'm not saved, and I can't have some guy getting me and doesn't know anything about fires, can't even spell his own name, and that's because, we had to do more diversity. I don't want a stupid white guy. I don't want a stupid black guy. I don't want anybody who's a criminal. Let me tell you something. You thought it's just about fires? Do you know how many times firemen have to go into a house where nobody's home? Yeah, nobody's home. Stuff is sitting all out. Maybe your cash, maybe some valuables, maybe Aunt Jenny's, wedding ring is there. She gave it to you before she died, right? You're not home. Your gas alarm goes off, something goes off. The fire department has to go in and make sure your house doesn't burn down. You're gonna feel good about the fact that maybe 3 ex-felons are now in your house. It can be a little uncomfortable. When I knew that there could have been better guys in there, white or whatever it may be, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so listen, I'm at 53 minutes. I usually go for 1 hour, but I am back to where it is that my walk usually ends. I usually tell story time. And so I'm going to shortchange this only because I have to do it again. How you doing? I have to do it again. So at 11:40 a.m. Eastern time, believe it or not, I'm going to go for my second walk. My legs are chafed. I'm going to have to use some baby powder or something to cover it up. It's killing me. I don't know how I'm going to do it again, but I'll be skinny by the end. And so I'll be back on 11:40. Now, where are you going to be, DML? I am not going to be today on Joe's Right Side Broadcasting at 11:40. No, we did the one test here. I'll be back on this on Monday. We're going to figure out how to do both on Facebook and on Joe. All right? That said, if you want to follow me and you want to see the other one, I'm not going to talk about the same stuff. It will be on Facebook.com/DML Daily at exactly 11:40. I am like Ben the clock, man. By the time I'm going to be there. The other thing you could do too is you could sign up for my text alerts. Yeah, I send a text out. I do it via Twitter, but it will come to you as a text. So you go, you dial 40404. Got that? 40404. So it's 4044. And then what you write what you're going to do for the text is follow at Real Dennis Lynch. Follow at Real Dennis Lynch. Now, when I go, I'm not going to send you with tons of stuff. Maybe 3 times during the day, once during the day. I always send out when I'm going to be live at 11:40. It's like a little reminder. So this way, it's like, oh man, you know what? Forget that. I'm not going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I got to watch DML. So there's number one. I'll send that text to you. And periodically, if there's breaking news, like if Donald Trump selects me for Secretary of State, I'll send out which he should, by the way. If not me, Rudy Giuliani. Enough of the Romney stuff. That's a conversation for another day. My goodness, if he announces Romney, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be sad. but I'm still going to support our president because that's the kind of guy I am. So I'm going to end on this. You did not get my story time, but you will next time. And like I said, if you come in at 11:40, I think I'm gonna give you more education and more entertainment, some overlap and some stuff, and that's that. All right, Joe. I'm at 56 minutes, Joe. Tell me I can now jump off, and let me know that all is well. And in fact, Joe, as soon as I hang up, I'm going to call you up. You don't mind if I give you a phone number out right now to the world, right? If you want to call Joe directly, his phone number is 555-555-5552. That's a 2 at the end. 555-555-5552. All right? Thanks so much for watching.